A guy is playing golf with his wife. Fred, playing as a single at St. Andrews, was teamed with a twosome. After a few holes, the twosome finally asked why he was playing such a beautiful course by himself. He replied that he and his wife had played the course every year for over 20 years. But this year she'd passed away and he kept the tea time in her memory. I think certainly someone would have been willing to take her spot. So did I. But they all wanted to go to the funeral. I don't get it. Does the golfer care more about his golf game rather than his wife? I've been thinking of paying this joke, but thought it was too long. Thanks for posting. The score really needs to be at least a bogey. Getting par after a shanked drive is a good result. A young lady was swimming at a pool in the gym and was having a great time burning calories and keeping fit. Pretty much exactly this happened to Mr. Bean, one of my first bosses when I was a young lawyer, a very long time ago. Told a story about his secretary preparing a draft commercial lease for a landlord client. She was young and corresponding naive. His proofreading detected that under the landlord's remedies section the usual right of re-entry had been mistyped right of rear entry. He is gay, but even he thought that might be considered an oppressive remedy. That's good and I never read it here or anywhere. Thanks for the laugh. Cue the Benny Hill music. Now that joke's very anal. On the way she passed right by caution slippery when wet. Alcohol companies never show a drunk person in their ads. It's illegal to show people actually drinking in ads. They should have to read every side effect of alcohol at end of the ad like they do with prescription drugs. And condom ads aren't porns. Watch Orson Welles do a champagne commercial and report back. Like how McDonald's ads don't show fat obese bastards screaming at workers for a free meal because Ma Son's fries are too cold. You know that not everyone who drinks alcohol is drunk out of their mind, right? I still find it weird vices are allowed to be advertised on TV. Everyone knows tobacco alcohol gambling is a thing. Maybe we don't need to show potentially life-destroying activities on TV. I asked my grandpa, after 65 years together, you still call grandma darling, beautiful, and honey. What's the secret? Lol, I thought my Phil just became extra sweet as his Alzheimer's progressed. He called everyone honey, then one day he asked, what's her name? And I said, whose name? He says, the lady that takes care of me. The lady was his wife of 50 years. Asked my grandfather how he and grandma stayed together so long, also 65 years. He said on their wedding day that they agreed that she would make all the little decisions and he would make the big 65 years. There were never any big true story BTW. This joke never stops being funny, maybe because I keep forgetting the punchline. This is too good to be a dad joke. In Singapore, you're registered as an organ donor automatically if you're over the age of 21. Opting out results in you being put at the bottom of the organ priority list if you ever need a transplant. What do you think of this system? Actually sounds fair, no pain, no play. That's the way it should be. We have this in Scotland. It's become an issue for relatives to overrule the express wishes of the family member who has died. It's resulted into few easily transplanted body parts. I think our system has many advantages and improves the life of so many. I hope to be used as much as possible, to be buried in a tiny box. Serious, if it's so ethical to put pets to sleep, how come we never put people to sleep? I've been saying this for a long time, communicating that, but it seems cruel to force people with terminal illnesses or debilitating chronic pain disease, whatever else, to suffer long periods of time when we put animals to sleep all the time. It's fucking ridiculous that we grant this mercy to animals, but not actual human beings. Till a peanut processing plant killed 9 people and hospitalized 700 others because of a filthy warehouse the government ignored for decades. This incident was so severe. New legislation was introduced making it a felony to neglect reporting positive salmonella tests within 24 hours. I remember that. The local AM news station I used to listen to on my way to school said that inspectors were finding putrid metal chunks inside of their products. Imagine eating peanut butter and you bite down a piece of metal covered in grime. There's a really good episode of American Greed on this. TIL about Strom Thurmond filibuster. On the 28th of August 1957, U.S. Senator Strom Thurmond conducted the longest-speaking filibuster ever by a lone senator, at 24 hours and 18 minutes in length. In opposition to the Civil Rights Act of 1957, the filibuster failed to prevent the passage of the bill. Imagine being that fueled by racism. I hope he's constantly bescumbered in the afterlife. This dude was in office until he was 100 years old. He died at 103. He had a black daughter he put through college and complete supported, but never publicly acknowledged. Dude was one of those most racist men to ever live. Till that Audrey Hepburn declined the offer from Otto Frank to play his daughter, Anne. In the 1959 film adaptation of The Diary of Anne Frank, Audrey declined because she did not want to relive her wartime experiences in German-occupied Holland. Everything I learn about this woman makes me love and appreciate who she was. In her later years, Hepburn did her part to keep Anne Frank's story alive. She read from the diary in public concerts and helped to raise money for the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam. She also spoke out against intolerance and discrimination. I highly recommend this book about her experiences growing up in Nazi-occupied girl Audrey Hepburn and World War II by Robert Madsen. Wouldn't she be pushing 30 in 1959? What can you proudly say you've never done? Crack. Meatloaf that. I've never gotten a DUI. Being a 40-something living in Wisconsin my entire life makes that a nearly unbelievable fact. Shit in the shower. Been arrested. Died. Murder. Never watched an episode of The Kardashians. Heroin. Cheated. And I tend to keep it that way. Came from a broken family and I don't want my kids to experience the shit me and my siblings went through. Let suicidal ideation take over. Lose my virginity and get COVID. This is actually shameful. But I have never tarred and feathered a politician. Never been to a strip club. I just never saw the point. What is something you have a hard time not judging people about? Littering. I can't think of a single good reason to litter. Being extremely loud in public place or restaurants and breaking. A parent leaving and ignoring one family to get a new SO and raise that person's children. What they name their kids. People smoking around their kids. I have a hard time with other people's parenting styles or lack of, or if you're straight up abusing or bullying your kid. I hate people that feel the need to constantly bring others down and make them feel bad about things they enjoy. It's so sad to watch someone's enthusiasm about their hobby deflate because another person decided to be a dick about it. What was ruined because of 9/11? Quick airline travel. People would often show up 30 minutes or so before a flight and be able to board on time. Turn of the millennium optimism. National news coverage. The crawler only appeared during major events or simultaneous big stories. It never went away after 9/11. Lots of people's birthday celebrations. Airports. We used to take $60, $120 flights to Texas, Florida, California, Washington, New York, Nevada, etc. willy-nilly, in and out, like going through a mall. Catching joyride with the pilots in the jump seats. Oh, those were the days.